Episode 2, The Stalker. The tent was deathly quiet. No one dared to move. Outside, the summer night's darkness deepened as the clock approached 1. It was probably just the wind, Seppo finally whispered. Or some animal. Animals don't stand still next to tents, Mila replied sharply. That was a person. Nils peered out the tent door again. The late-night darkness was creeping from the forest depths toward the shore, but it was still brighter than on ordinary nights. The early Finnish summer light made the night only briefly dim. If we go looking, we stick together, Nils said, standing outside the tent. Maybe it was just the kiosk owner checking that we're quiet. I'm not going anywhere, Anya protested. What if it's some lunatic? Lunatic or not, I want to know who's watching us, Seppo decided and joined Nils. He'd taken along a flashlight, which he now aimed at the forest. The girls can stay in the tent, Nils suggested. We'll go check. Mila shook her head. No way. If you leave, I'm coming with you. I'm not staying here alone with Anya. So Anya had to give in. Reluctantly, she too got up and followed the others. The white summer night's twilight created a ghostly atmosphere as the young people walked along the forest edge. Seppo led the group, flashlight ready in his hand. Look, Seppo whispered, pointing at the ground. There are footprints. The moss clearly showed depressions, as if from someone's steps. They led from the forest toward the lake shore. Let's follow them, Nils suggested. They walked slowly, following the tracks. The prints led toward the shore, where the lake shimmered in the twilight. Suddenly Seppo stopped and pointed his flashlight at the water. There's something there. Despite the darkness, something was clearly visible on the lake surface. At first it seemed just a reflection, but when they looked more closely, it began to resemble a light moving under the water. What the hell is that? Nils whispered. No one answered. The light on the lake flickered for a moment, then dimmed and disappeared completely. This is scary, Anya said, trembling. Let's go back to the tent. Wait, Mila interrupted. Did you hear that? Everyone stopped to listen. From somewhere further away, at the forest edge, came another rustling sound. It's there again, Seppo whispered. Did it see us? Mila's hand searched for Nils's in the darkness. Let's go back to the tent, she whispered. But before anyone could move, a clear sound came from the forest edge. No longer just rustling, but the clear breaking of branches, as someone or something approached them with great urgency. Run! Seppo shouted, and everyone sprinted toward the tent. They ran as fast as they could. Anya stumbled and would have fallen if Seppo hadn't pulled her along. Nils felt adrenaline coursing through his veins. What or who was chasing them? The tent was visible ahead when the sound behind them fell silent. They stopped, panting, in front of the tent. It stopped, Mila gasped. What was it? I don't know, Nils answered, but it was big. Seppo aimed his flashlight at the forest, but the light only reached a few meters into the trees. Maybe it was a moose, he guessed. Moose don't follow people, Anya said fearfully. It was a person. The youngsters crawled back into the tent. No one said anything for a moment. Everyone understood that something strange was happening at this lake. Maybe we should leave first thing in the morning, Anya suggested. Don't be stupid, Seppo protested. We can't let someone scare us away. Maybe it's just the kiosk owner trying to frighten us. But what was that light on the lake? Mila asked. That couldn't have been the kiosk owner. Maybe some fisherman, Nils guessed, though he didn't believe it himself. Seppo dug the vodka bottle from his backpack. Let's have some liquid courage, he said, taking a swig from the bottle. This situation calls for something stronger. The bottle passed among the youngsters. After a while, the mood began to tense. This was your stupid idea, Anya accused Seppo, who had closed the bottle cap. If we'd gone to some normal camping spot, like I suggested, we wouldn't be here at this haunted lake. Don't be childish, Seppo snorted. There are no ghosts here. Just some idiot trying to scare us away. Or the kiosk owner, Mila added. He seemed crazy. What if he does something to us? Yeah, because the most dangerous people run kiosks and sell soda, Seppo laughed mockingly. Nils noticed how the alcohol had brought emotions to the surface. Calm down, he tried. Let's look at the situation more clearly in the morning. Bullshit, Seppo replied with unexpected anger. You caused this. If you hadn't messed with the map, we'd be in a better place. What? Where did that come from? Nils asked, confused. You read the map, Seppo continued, increasingly angry. You got us here and now you're imagining lights on the lake. I imagined the lights? Nils asked indignantly. We all saw them. I didn't see any lights, Anya claimed. And now I'm scared, and it's your fault, Nils. Mila had started crying quietly. Anya moved to comfort Mila, while glaring at Nils. Everything is always your fault, Seppo accused Nils, now clearly drunk. Always have to play the hero, but really you ruin everything. Wait now, Nils tried to calm things, but found himself raising his voice too. Get the hell out of the tent, Seppo snarled and shoved Nils. Go outside to cool off. Nobody wants you here now. Seppo, don't, Mila tried, but Anya silenced her. Maybe it's better if Nils goes outside for a bit, Anya said coldly. Let us sleep in peace. Nils felt anger and shame mixing inside him. He stood up and stepped out of the tent. Thanks a lot, he said bitterly toward the tent. Great friends you are. No one answered. Nils saw Seppo's shadow pulling the tent zipper closed. Nils was alone on the lake shore. The clock approached 2 a.m, and early summer's twilight was at its deepest. The sun would rise again in less than half an hour, but at that moment the world was shrouded in dusk. Nils walked slowly toward the shore. He was upset about the fight, especially Seppo's accusations. The bottle had emptied quickly, and alcohol had made them all act stupidly. When he reached the lake shore, he looked at the calm water surface. His reflection wavered in the ripples. He bent to rinse his face in the lake's cool water, trying to clear his head. Just as he was about to return to the tent and apologize, he heard it. Shouting, yelling, terrified screaming from the tent's direction. Mila? Seppo, he shouted and turned around. The tent was too far for him to see what was happening there, but the sounds told him something terrible was occurring. He started running toward the tent. But then, just as he'd taken a few steps, a bright light flashed above him. It was so bright it blinded him momentarily. He raised his hands to shield his eyes. The light came from above, from the sky, and it enveloped him completely. Nils suddenly felt he couldn't move. His legs seemed stuck to the ground, but at the same time he felt light, as if someone was lifting him upward. Help, he tried to shout, but no sound came. His throat felt dry and locked.